Hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a book review on Voluntary Madness by Norah Vincent. I just finished this today. This book is about, it's nonfiction, and it is about a woman named Norah Vincent who admits herself voluntarily into 3 different hospitals, psychiatric units, and her idea going into this book was that she wanted to basically tell the public about them, because she actually was admitted into one, I believe it was in 2004, when she was writing her book, Self-Made Man, and she went into depression real bad, and her doctor admitted her into a hospital to get help. And she wasn't very happy with it, so her idea going into this book was to evaluate these 3 places and to try to get things to change. But while she was actually doing her research for this book, she actually fell into depression again. And so the second place that she admitted herself into, herself into it. Yeah, she wanted to do research on the place, but a big part of it was to get herself help. So the 3 places she actually goes, she starts with Bedlam, Merriweather, and that is more for like the homeless, the poor. She said it was a lot of people, they had psychosis, schizophrenia, things like that, and it was more of a low budget like hospital. I don't know if anybody's ever seen Girl Interrupted with Angelina Jolie, but if you have, that's kind of what it sounded like to me. Having to share a room with somebody, having to share a bathroom with somebody. Most people were on medications, so instead of really helping, you kind of just numb them, by giving them medicine. And she said it wasn't very clean. You couldn't control when you had your lights on or that. They controlled when you had your lights on or when they went off. They also controlled when you went outside. You're able to go outside on the roof, with somebody, a staff member. It was either 15 minutes or an hour. I think it was an hour twice a day possibly. So yeah, I also took some notes because I didn't want to forget some stuff. But that's how the first place was about. Okay, yeah, she says, involuntary, does that mean because it was up to you, it was your decision to put yourself into this place, does that mean that it is your decision to take yourself out of this place? Voluntary meant since you were not brought in handcuffs, basically is what voluntary meant. But it did not mean you can leave when you wanted to. You had to actually be released by the doctor. Chloe! So, yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah, she said the staff fell asleep in front of the TV and had just seemed to give up. The staff didn't seem like they even wanted to be there. It was more of because they needed a job, and so that's where they ended up finding a job. Let's see. Oh, yeah, she said there was clogged toilets, lack of beds. See. Oh, she said that she went in feeling fine, and after 2 days, she didn't feel fine anymore. The environment was wearing on her. Let's see. Oh, and also there, she went into therapy 2 to 3 times a day for 10 minutes each time. Yeah. So that was, yeah, that doesn't sound too good. And then the next place she visited was, that was an asylum. That was St. Luke's. It was a Catholic hospital, is where she went there. They also treated children, so children were on a different floor. That place was better. That place, she said it was predominantly white. Excuse me. Let's see. Okay, when she was staying at Merriweather, the first place, she slowly went off of her medicine. She was on Prozac, and she slowly weaned herself off of it. So that's why by the time she was ready to go and check herself into the second place she wanted to evaluate. Since she had taken herself off the medicine, that's why she fell into depression again. So she did not want to go back onto her meds. And so she was really afraid because in the first place in Meriwether, they were real strict, like you had to take your meds and that, kind of like I said, the girl interrupted, everybody had to line up and they watched you take your medicine and that. But when she went into Bedlam, or the asylum at St. Luke's, she, first thing she said to the head psychiatrist or psychologist, whatever it was, that she didn't want to be on medicine, and he said, okay. That was it. He said, okay. She didn't have to argue with her or anything, so it's really nice. Also, too, she got her own room. She got her own bathroom. They were clean there. She was able to get a 2-hour pass to go outside and leave the campus every day. They had so much to eat there. You could eat whenever you wanted. Let's see. Yeah, she said, like I said, she's going into St. Luke's is strictly supposed to be for her research, but she ended up needing it. It says St. Luke's was a rehab clinic and a small mental institution. Everybody was friendly. It was real clean. And then after that, she checks herself into, now this is a different type of place. This place, after she stays there, is a Sanctum Mobius, it's called, and it actually is more of like a retreat where they do your mind, body, and soul. They don't just treat your mind and give you drugs. They actually don't want to do the drugs. They do some drugs, but it's more if it's needed. They try to treat the whole person. So you do there's massage there, and there's this one thing. It's almost like Tai Chi and kind of like kickboxing. I forgot what it was called. And you do therapy, you do group counseling. There's just so much that you do there to try to feed the whole body. So that place is really nice. And she stayed there for 2 weeks, and she really liked that place. So she said it was more like a resort, she just to get away and stuff. So those are the 3 places, and those are the differences between the 3 places. Of course, read the book. You'll hear, you'll read more in depth about each of them. But this isn't a book where you can say anything about character development or anything. I guess I could about Nora. She had a lot of things that she was thinking before she did this research on the way the facilities were and how she preconceived everything, even though she was admitted into one at one point. Changed her thinking after she visited all 3. So she got a different way of thinking about things. Some things she still believed, some things she still, felt was true, but there was other things she changed her mind about, got a different perspective on everything. And I really like, she touches on, it's really not, this book really isn't about tearing apart or anything like that, like the facilities, which I thought it was mostly going to be about, and it really isn't. It's really about her journey that she takes. She does touch on different patients that are in the hospitals that she's in, a little bit about who they are, what they're in for, stuff like that. But the part I like the best is I really like the conclusion part. She actually calls it the continuum, and it's basically where she kind of summarizes everything. It's like the ending of your essay. And I really like her thoughts and everything. She puts it all together in those last couple of pages. So it was a good book. It wasn't what I was thinking it was going to be exactly, but I still enjoyed it. This is something that I will keep because it actually helped me to understand some things that I didn't before. There's actually somebody I know that's going through addiction. And I used to get, and I still do, get angry when they go and do something and put themselves into a situation that they shouldn't. But reading this book kind of put me into the mind a little bit of what it's actually like and what we should be doing on the outside for this person. But in the end, of course, it is up to that person to get help. They're the only person that can help themselves. But it kind of just gave me a little bit of a more open mind about that. So that was kind of neat. Like I said, Nora went in for depression, and she was dealing with depression. But there are other people in there for, addiction. Because addiction and depression, actually, mental health, I should say, are actually grouped almost together because you don't know if one triggers the other or vice versa. So Yeah, it was good. It gave you different perspectives, different ways to think about things. I read things I didn't really know before, so it's not real deep, which I like that. It was like she was just talking to me, so I liked it. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5, just because I wish it was a little bit more in depth about the facilities and that, and about the other patients maybe. The way that it makes it sound it's going to be, but it's like I said, it's mostly about her and her journey, which is still good. So if you can, check it out, Voluntary Madness by Norah Vincent. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.